"You need a home, and I need a mommy," said the little girl to the young homeless woman at the bus stop. If that single sentence doesn't shake your heart, stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll realize how a chance encounter on a cold evening can change two broken lives forever. It was a rainy November night, the kind where the wind cuts through your jacket and makes you question if the world even remembers you. Maya, 22, sat curled up on the hard bench of a city bus stop. Her hair was damp, her shoes worn thin, and her backpack the only thing she owned rested beneath her arms like a fragile pillow. Life hadn't been kind to her. She had grown up in the foster care system, shuffled from home to home, never really belonging anywhere. When she turned 18, she was on her own. For a few years, she treated minimum wage jobs, roommates who disappeared without paying rent, relationships that left her emptier than before. And then, as if fate had been waiting for the right moment, everything collapsed. One job loss turned into two, rent piled up, and soon she had nothing but the streets. On that night, Maya wasn't waiting for the bus. She was just waiting for the hours to pass, because the bus stop at least had a roof. She pulled her thin jacket tighter around her body, staring at the yellow glow of the streetlight, trying to ignore the gnawing ache in her stomach. Then, from the corner of her eye, she noticed a small figure, a girl, maybe 6 or 7, with pigtails and a pink backpack shaped like a bunny. The child stood close by, hugging herself as if she too felt the cold. Maya assumed her parents must be nearby, but when she glanced around, the sidewalk was empty, just the sound of rain and passing cars. The little girl looked at Maya with wide, innocent eyes. She hesitated for a moment, then shuffled closer. "Hi," she whispered, almost as if afraid her voice might disturb the night. Maya blinked, surprised. "Hi," she replied softly. The girl tilted her head. "Why are you sitting here all alone?" Maya didn't know what to say. How do you explain homelessness to a child? She forced a small smile. "I'm just waiting a broken bar trying to rest." There was a pause. The girl studied her, as though trying to read something hidden behind Maya's tired eyes. Then, in a voice so pure and direct it cut through Maya's heart, she said, "You need a home, and I need a mommy." Maya froze. The words hit her like a punch. She wanted to laugh, to cry, to shake her head and say it wasn't that simple. But the girl wasn't joking. She meant it. There was a raw honesty in her tone, the kind only children carry. Maya whispered, "Where's your mommy?" The little girl's eyes dropped to the ground. "She went to heaven last year. Daddy says he's too busy to stay with me all the time. He drops me off places. Tonight a broken bar, he didn't come back." Her voice cracked, but she tried to smile bravely. "But maybe God sent you." Maya's chest tightened. She had never believed in signs, but in that moment, something inside her shifted. The child's loneliness mirrored her own so perfectly it was unbearable. For the first time in years, Maya didn't feel invisible. Still, reality crept in. She was homeless. She had nothing to offer, not food, not shelter, not even certainty for herself. "Sweetheart," she began gently, "I don't think I can be." But before she could finish, the girl leaned against her, resting her small head on Maya's shoulder. It had been years since anyone had touched Maya with such trust. She swallowed a lump in her throat. That night didn't end with a fairy tale solution. Instead, it became the beginning of a journey. Maya decided she couldn't leave the girl there. Together, hand in hand, they walked to the nearest police station. The girl was safely taken in by social services, but she begged Maya not to leave her side. Something about the way she clung to Maya forced the officers to listen. Over the next weeks, Maya was pulled into a process she never expected. She became a temporary guardian while authorities searched for the girl's relatives. It wasn't easy. Maya had to prove herself, and she had nothing and no job, no home, no stability. Yet, with the girl's hand always reaching for hers, Maya found a strength she never knew she had. She started showing up at shelters, asking for work, cleaning floors, doing whatever she could. Slowly, people noticed her determination. A local cafe tilde copyright owner offered her part-time work. A women's shelter helped her find a small studio apartment. Piece by piece, Maya built a foundation, and not just for herself, but for the child who believed in her. Every night, the little girl whose name was Lilia would crawl into Maya's arms and whisper, "Good night, Mommy. And though Maya wanted to correct her, to remind her that it wasn't official, she couldn't, because in her heart, she was already a mother. Months later, after hearings, interviews, and more paperwork than Maya thought possible, the judge looked at her across the courtroom and said the words she had been terrified and desperate to hear: "You are hereby granted full guardianship of Lily." Tears streamed down Maya's face as Lily squealed and hugged her. For the first time, Maya didn't feel like a lost soul trying to survive. She was needed, she was loved, she was home. And here's the message for you, the one listening right now: sometimes the family we're meant to have isn't the one we're born into, it's the one we choose, the one that chooses us. Maya thought she had nothing to give, but love was enough to change everything. So the next time you feel invisible, or like you don't matter, remember this: your life might be the miracle someone else is praying for.